it's quite a story here. It turns out one of the sheriff's friends ordered a Batmobile and wasn't happy with how long it was taking to deliver. The IT Dan Noyes is here with a story that you'll see only on 7.
Well, Dan, your public money paid for the trip last week by the sheriff's investigators. 4 round-trip plane tickets, 3 nights of hotels, meals, rental cars, and a lot of overtime. All because of
I mean, that's what I want the money going towards.
Can't wait for his Batmobile.
If my sheriff can't get a Batmobile, what the fuck am I paying taxes for?
Sam Anagnostio is a real estate agent who lives in Atherton.
And suddenly, the perfect wave shows right up in front of you. You got to be ready to catch it.
This profile video he posted online shows
these are tier 1 no juice and the tier 1 axe wielding and the
he ordered
beep,
a $210,000 Batmobile from the only builder licensed by DC Comics, Fiberglass Freaks of Logansport, Indiana.
You've wanted one since you were a kid, and now you can have your very own replica of the Batmobile.
Complete
God, that
with
seems like a
roll-top
hostage
dashboard,
situation.
Flashing beacon light, detectoscope,
And even a working flamethrower.
Owner Mark Raycup has 9 Batmobiles in production. He tells me Anagnostio was first in line and he paid $170,000, but then missed a $20,000 payment.
And he disappeared on me for over 8 months, almost 9 months.
Raycup moved Anagnostio to the bottom of the list. He'd have to wait a year and a half or 2 for his Batmobile.
He didn't like
Hey, it is what it is.
He exploded. He did pay off the entire car.
Welcome to Gotham, kid.
But he was absolutely livid to find out that his car was going to be delayed.
Anagnostio filed a complaint with Atherton Police, but last September, the San Mateo County District Attorney declined to bring criminal charges at this time, according to this letter to the Batmobile builder. Anagnostio also filed a lawsuit in San Mateo County Superior Court alleging breach of contract and fraud.
Ooh, man, this guy is upset.
The judge dismissed the case, saying
So
Indiana
mad.
is the proper venue. Then, sources inside the San Mateo County Sheriff's Department tell me the realtor asked his Facebook friend, Sheriff Carlos Bolanos, to intervene. He sent a lieutenant, sergeant, and 2 deputies to Indiana. They raided Fiberglass Freaks last week, July 19th.
Then they showed the warrant saying that they were here to seize anything to do with his car. So I thought, oh, they're coming
Sabotage
in
it. Sabotage it on the way out.
his car, which is right behind me, by the way. So I thought I was going to have to move my other Batmobiles out of the way to be able to let them take this car.
But investigators took only 2 files of documents, according to the search warrant return. Raycup says they read his Miranda rights, brought him to the local jail for an hour, and let him go. He only later found out they got a warrant for his Gmail, contacts, and photos, that they froze his bank account.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
Obtaining money by false pretenses and diversion of construction funds.
Oh, it's horrible.
What is the point? So let's say I'm the sheriff, right? And a buddy of mine hits me up. He's like, Charlie, I ordered this Batmobile, and this guy's being a real jerk about it. You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This guy, he's just not agreeable. I want you to do something about it. Why the fuck would I even bother going this hard to get a warrant to fucking subpoena information and like go this like big into it? Because this is time consuming for the sheriff and the department too. Like, this is still a lot of resources. This is still a lot of like man hours to get all of this shit together, I imagine. Even my best friend, even if Matt said that, I wouldn't do it. That's just a waste of time. Money? I guess, but it can't be that much. Like, it literally can't. I just don't believe it can be that much to warrant that amount of effort. Bored? I don't think they're bored. That's more boring work to do. These are 5 gift subs duo. Leave that, man. The resub Troglodyte, DRC, and the Prime Exotic, and gift sub Blake and Maxi. He just really wanted to see a Batmobile. But the sheriff wasn't even there. And they didn't even get the Batmobile. They grabbed 2 documents and then raided his Gmail account. Can I get a nice house deal?
Thing like this ever before in my life. I am on the side of good. As a Batman fan since I was 2 years old, this was a completely opposite side. I loved 66 Batman, and Batman always stood with the law.
I interviewed the San Mateo County
District
Attorney prosecuting this case.
You wrote a letter to Ray Cupp in September of last year saying that there would be no criminal charges. What changed?
Additional investigation. The detectives were able to obtain search warrants and obtain additional evidence.
Marie McLaughlin would not discuss that additional evidence or the sheriff's unusual step of sending 4 investigators across the country for what Ray Cupp argues is a simple business dispute.
After the case went nowhere with the first criminal case, the civil case, is the sheriff stepping in for a friend here?
I can't speak to that. I have no knowledge about what relationship, if any, the sheriff has with the victim.
I wanted to talk to Sheriff Bolanos about Sam Adignastio and about the use of public funds. 4 round-trip airline tickets, hotels for 3 nights, meals, overtime. He didn't return my repeated calls and texts to his personal cell phone. His office confirmed he's away on a month of vacation. He leaves office in January after losing the election. The undersheriff now in charge, Mark Robbins, and the department spokesman, Lieutenant Eamon Allen, refused my request for an interview, citing the ongoing investigation.
I just can't imagine why it's in criminal court. It shocks me that it's in criminal court.
I ran the case by Tony Brass, former prosecutor for San Francisco and the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Oh, that is so
he says
cool.
the squabble over a luxury item,
That's cool.
belongs in
I mean, maybe a
Indiana
heist for that's worth it.
with
That
no
thing's cool.
involvement by the San Mateo County Sheriff's Department.
It simply defies reason, in my view, why so many people, so many high-ranking members of law enforcement would have to go and enforce something so unnecessary and so trivial.
I did reach Sam Adignastio by phone in Greece where he's
Oh,
on
Sam.
vacation. He was surprised when I asked about the Batmobile. He said, quote, "I'm dealing with someone privately on that." I asked him, "Who's that?" He hung up.
Investigating this story, I learned something more about Mark Ray Cupp. He's a minister.
Good evening.
I watched his church sermon this past Sunday online.
It's the only thing that helps me through this, Dan. I should expect trials and tribulations. It's just part of being a Christian. And as a preacher...
What the fuck is that? What? What is this? What? What what is that? The Bat dildo? No, I mean, it has to be something from the Batmobile. But I'm not familiar with 66 Batman. Is it like you pull this and it's like an ejector seat or something? What the fuck? Do we have any Batman lore enthusiasts in here? What is this? Oh, it actually is an ejection lever. Oh, wow. Hype. Kind of looks like that shit in the submarine when they bring it down, they look through it. It's like the scope up top. I forgot what it's called. These are the gift sub, not juice, and the resub safety pins. EU-Man, Elite, Fly Sweat, Brandon, Plain Guy, Zenify, Colton, Stress, Average, Samurai, Rio, and the Prime Deadshot, and Tier 1 Ferrari. And the bits Giuseppe.
this is an attempt to besmirch my reputation.
Periscope,
I used the lawyer for Sam Adignastio. He also didn't want to go on camera, but said his client is returning from Greece in a few days, and both of them will sit down for an interview. We'll see. Mark Ray Cupp tells me he'll be flying here for his first court appearance in 3 weeks. And Dan and Karina, I'll keep an eye on this.
He seems to have a good head on his shoulders about the whole situation. I'd be pissed. Thanks for the 5 gift subs, Mad Hatter. Thank you for that, man. And the Tier 1 Kaido and Prime Nerd. What a fucking loser. Yeah, that's kind of wild. Thanks for the Prime Code. Fuck scammers? What? That's not a scammer. Or are you talking about the sheriff? Or the, Sam, whatever his name, Sam, whatever. He's a Tier 1 Kraid. You hear about Disrupt trying to scam their viewers? Oh, you must not have been here. He took down the videos, but we went really in-depth about this whole situation. I saw CoffeeZilla posted a video about it. But yeah, this was sad to see. Smart of them to take down the videos, but it's still scummy because I'm pretty sure the WeFunder is still up. Let me see. Give me 1 second, let me check. Yeah, it is. So they took down the videos after it was highly discussed on how awful what they were doing is. But they're, I guess, keeping this money. I suppose. Thanks to 2 gift subs, Milky's, the resub Father, Jeff, and the gift sub again, Milky. What did they do? CoffeeZilla has a good video on it, but I'll give you it in a nutshell. This channel posted a video saying I'm selling the channel, and he linked the WeFunder. He's giving away 10% of the channel to anyone in his audience that wants to put money into it. He values the channel at $10 million, which is an outrageous valuation, but not the most important part. Minimum investment is $100 for, what was it, 23 shares or something? I forgot. I don't know. But $100 of investment in the channel for 10% of the channel. And what people realized is once he posted the financials, he's doing it because he owes $500,000 in debt. So he's down $500K and is desperately trying to make that money as quickly as possible. So it was a way of bailing out the debt. Also, another thing that's worth mentioning is since the minimum is $100 for 10%, it would take, what did we calculate, 56 years to make more than $100 off your minimum investment. So 56 years before you see any return. Fucking crazy. Hey, Rise. These are some cheese, Sam, and Hata, and Chim, and the Prime, Zinx, and Prodigy. But the but the 57th year though, bro, that's when it goes crazy. You streaming into the special day? I am. I've got a plan for midnight. You boys are coming over tomorrow, right, Rise? Thanks for the bits. I'm here. And the Prime Ice, and resub Giuseppe. Okay, good. Sounds good, Rise. Matt's cooking, so I'm sure they'll be good. Thanks to the resub Alec. And the Prime EXP attack. And the Prime Yellow and the resub Greasy. The 5 gift subs Templar. Thank you, Templar. What's the big special? I'm keeping that a secret, but it's my birthday at midnight. So I've got a fun little birthday plan. Thanks to the resub George. And the gift sub Lopez. I'm turning 23. I wish. I think that's a reference to Blink-182, but I fucking wish, man. I'm pushing 30 now. It's getting rough. Thanks to Tier 1 Ulti and the resub Panda Lord. What time is it for you? It's 10 p.m. Announcing your NFT line? Yeah. We dropped the cryptos at midnight.